Hello again. Thank you for tuning in. This is the Diaspora panel, the voice of the diaspora. Today, I have with me, as always, I have Mr. Lawal, who is based in Canada. Mr. Lawal, you're welcome to today's meeting.
Thank you for having me this morning.
I also have Mr. Ademola Adisa, who is based in the United Kingdom. Mr. Adisa, you are also welcome.
Thank you for having me.
And just joining us from United States of America is Mr. Olaitan Adedigba. He's just tuning in now. So we wait for him to tune in and then we continue. So I want to thank all our viewers. We got a lot of views last week. And for the new subscribers, you're welcome to the Diaspora panel. And for those who have been viewing our videos, if you have not subscribed, please push that subscription button. It's free of charge. You're not charged for it. It means that when we make a new video, you'll be notified of our new video and you'll be able to watch it. And if you like any of our videos, please click the like button and send it to somebody else so that other people can see the video and enjoy it. Today, we're going to discuss. We can see that the campaign has started for about 1 week now. You know, the campaign has been going on, and we've been seeing what is going on the fields. And we're going to talk about the campaign. Mr. Olaitan, you are welcome to today's meeting.
Yes, thank you for having me this afternoon.
No worries. So, as I said, we want to talk about the 1 week of campaign, political campaign for the 2023 election, which has started in Nigeria. So let me start with you, Mr. Lawal in Canada. We have seen a document produced by the ruling party, the APC. What is your opinion about that document?
Thank you very much. I think overall, and I'll probably just like to show our viewers here, the document that we're referring to is Renewed Hope for 2023 by the Tinubu Shetima campaign. I think overall, my feeling is that this is a very well put together document that clearly articulates the Tinubu campaign's policy positions in various areas, ranging from monetary policies to agriculture, urban development, and all of that, housing. I have actually I'm about halfway through the document, and to me, I think the first impression that I got was it shows that the candidate, in my opinion, does have a good understanding of the issues that Nigeria currently faces. I think that is very, very evident in the document. Some of the policy positions are a little bit more detailed than others. And to me, I think, those are probably areas that the candidate is much more familiar with and probably has, a lot more expertise. So the document is very, very clearly written. His positions on a couple of things, I think, are very, very clear. In some of the areas, I think he mentioned, building on the foundations laid by the current administration. I think personally, in some of those areas, I will have a difference of opinion because I quite honestly don't see what the current administration has done. But anyways, he has laid out his plans as to what he tends to accomplish. I think if I can bring a very notable one, to tell you how detailed, some of his positions are. He outlined, for example, that in the area of agriculture, Nigeria currently farms 35% of its total arable land. And his proposal or his intent is to increase that to 65% within a 4-year period. I mean, that's very specific. And to me, that shows a candidate that is not only, just saying things, but, clearly has a grasp of, the current facts and figures and has a plan as to what he's going to do. So I think first impressions, those are my comments. And I think it's a good read, actually.
Thank you very much, Mr. Lawal. Demola, we've seen this document. A lot of people have called it the perfect document. So the question I want to ask, we remember that in 2015, when Bola Tinubu was campaigning for Buhari, they mentioned that they're going to be giving people who are not working 5,000 every month. We remember the APC, when they were campaigning, they said they were going to make ₦1 to $1. There's so many promises. Are we looking at the same kind of situation where Nigeria are going to be taken to, to the cleaners again?
Oh, thank you, Deji. I don't believe so. And if you have a critical look at these manifestos, they don't pinpoint, they don't commit themselves to a specific outcome. They are telling you their roadmap, and the outcome will depend on what is on the ground and how they are able to implement those laudable programs, and then it will give them the desirable outcome. They expect some outcome that we know that it will improve the economy and improve the welfare and the security of the country. The manifesto shouldn't be going to extend saying that they will achieve this. That will be followed up by policy programs and budgeting and all those. That is where you get it. It's only an outline of what you will be able to do. And then first is identify the correct need and the problems of the country, then making proposal on how you are going to the details on the of achieving that will be when you are in government, you will be able to see the actual resources, what revenue the country has, and whatever other resources that are available to implement those programs to the letter. So that is basically, so when people are campaigning and and I don't want us to measure the Tinubu's manifesto with Buhari's promises. Primary promises is different from Tinubu. Though it's the same party, but it's a different regime, it's a different era, and we cannot be judging that on whatever, because we can't judge Biden on Obama promises. It have to be what Biden says he want to do, not what Obama promised to do. So I think that is what we need to follow and we need to understand. But in the real sense of it, it's a laudable, it showed that the APC and Tinubu campaign really care about what to do about Nigeria. And if we look at antecedent and president of Tinubu, we know it's not a talker, it's a doer. And when he said, and map up something to be done, it will be done, as it was mapped out in Lagos and they were being done.
Thank you very much, Demola. So, Laita,
Yep.
we have seen what Tinubu has done in Lagos. This man, no doubt, was a positive, influence on Lagos politics and Lagos economics. There's no doubt about that. But Tinubu is now planning to take over from Muhammadu Buhari to continue the APC government. This is the same government that has taken Nigeria from top to bottom. This is the, and I don't want to use any bad, foul language, but this is a government that said they will tackle security. Security went from 10% to 100%. Every area or part of Nigeria now is insecure. This is a government that has borrowed and borrowed, and right now, they borrow so much that they can't even pay the interest on what they have borrowed. This is a government that locked students out of their campuses for almost about 7 or 8 months. This is the government. We are finding pipelines all over the place, stealing of oil. This is the government that Fulani men are going around in Benue, in Taraba State, killing, people taking their lands. Can we trust the APC government? Can we trust Tinubu to deliver, to turn around from Buhari's? Can we?
Yeah, Demola has said it all. Tinubu government is different from Buhari government. Remember when Buhari came in, he surrounded himself with the fellow Northerners. Instead of him to make it all embroidery, everybody should be inclusive, an inclusive government, so to say. Right. I remember when Obasanjo came in, he picked like from AD then, right? So they should have, he should have brought the best brain, wherever they are, whichever party they are. Nigeria belongs to all of us. So, come to your question. But Tinubu government, from the procedure, policy procedure that they brought out, it shows that these guys, they are ready. I remember vividly why they were campaigning. He said students will be given bursary. They will be given bursary. They will be given this. They will be given that. The social conditional cash transfer available for those people who doesn't have money enough to eat. They will be given all these social problems. If they allow Tinubu to have input in this government, the APC government, this will have been better. I'm telling you, these are people who are ready. But Buhari came in, he said, I'm for nobody, and for somebody, and for nobody, and for nobody also. Or I can't remember how he put it.
And for everybody.
And for everybody and for nobody. These are the people who put you there. We need to position Nigeria for 21st century challenges. Enough that you are not from the north, not the north. The north have been voting for you, not voting for you. You never won. Make everybody the best in the east, the best in the south, the best in the north. Bring them in, right? Let them form a synergy. Transform Nigeria. You will be a state now, but you don't do that. The issue of this killing, maiming, abducting will have been a thing of past. Bring in the best in the security. Bring them the best. Those people who can face this thing squarely. But people who are doing this, they will remove them. They will position this. These are the things. So I believe Tinubu is better positioned to position Nigeria for the 21st century challenge. Thank you.
Thank you very, very much. Okay. So we're going to walk away from APC now. Let's get into PDP, and I'm coming back to you, Mr. Olalawa. So there was this Northern Elders meeting, and they called all these presidential aspirants to come and, talk to them and then, tell them, what are you going to do for the North if you become president? And the PDP flag bearer, who has been dogged in the last few days with his party broke in different pieces, he went up to the North, and when he spoke to the Northern Elders, he said, don't vote for a Yoruba man, don't vote for an Igbo man. You need a Northerner like myself. You need a Fulani man like myself. You don't need to vote for anybody from the South. And Shupo, does that sound like somebody wants to unify Nigeria?
It doesn't. And I think I watched a clip, I believe on Channels News, where his spokesperson was trying to walk back that comment. But I think it was very clear what he said. People heard him and people understood exactly what he meant. And I think it's quite disgraceful and shameful that the only answer that the candidate could provide was the fact that Northerners should vote for him because he's from the North. So in other words, there is no candidate that can meet the needs and the aspirations of Northerners as well as Southerners as well, that people should vote for. I think, to me, it clearly underscores how incompetent the Atiku Abubakar is. Quite honestly, I don't think he has the grit to actually rule a country as complex and as complicated as Nigeria. I mean, in the Northern Forum, if you are saying that to Northerners, then what would you be saying to Southerners in the South? In the Southern Forum, I can solve your problem. So it's and I think it also underscores why he has largely failed in ending the current crisis within the PDP. Because if your only resolution to solving any problem is to throw money at it, I'm sorry, you are going to fail when the people that you are working with are not really in there, for the money. You have to be able to understand people's aspirations and people's concerns and bring together solutions that will be a win-win, a win for the country, a win for for the different regions. And he has demonstrated that he's incapable of doing that.
Thank you very, very much, Shuko. So, Demola, we've seen the PDP flag bearer going around. Yes, just be speaking English. He has not told us exactly why he wants to, attack the stealing that is going on, how he wants to stop the Fulani herdsmen on rampage. He has not told us how he's going to, improve our economics. It's just been going about, there was a time he went into the East to meet the Eastern leaders, and he told them that, don't worry, I will, after me, an Igbo man will become president. I will make an Igbo man president. And then he went to the North and said, don't vote for an Igbo, don't vote for Yoruba, vote for me. I'm a Northern like yourself. If you want to characterize this candidate, how would you characterize him?
What you see is what you get. That is Atiku. And he has never deviated from who he has been when he was in public forum as a vice president and until now. And with all previous efforts to become president, all the Richard put himself for presidency. So he's not of somebody of substance. He doesn't. I think we need to appreciate the current dispensation of Nigerians, demanding for accountability, for demanding for openness of what you are ready to serve Nigeria and what you want to do for Nigeria. And this has helped a lot in really being able to cipher the good from the bad or from the ugly. Now, Atiku, all he's saying is he's a unifier, and that the other people are destroyer. But he has not given anything to prove that he is a unifier in any sense. A person that says he can unify the country, that he failed to even unify his party, and he also is raising sentiments on tribal sentiment. Is that somebody that's ready to unify Nigeria? I don't think so. And this is the campaign have not issued out anything, is able to identify and criticize the current government, but he doesn't really give us what he will do. And he failed also realize what was the state of the country before this government took over from PDP. Things are bad now, but imagine if PDP are still in government today, Nigeria will have gone to nowhere.
Thank you very much, Demola. Thank you. Let me pause you there a little bit. And Like in America, I want us to just be fair to this candidate. Can you just look at everything around him, everything about him? Is there any positive around this candidate article? Anything positive?
Speech is the mirror of soul.
Mm.
As man speaks, so he is.
Mm.
The Northerners, with the years they've been ruling Nigeria, they have nothing but disaster, catastrophe to give to ordinary.
No. I will not want to,
Okay,
the
okay,
entire
okay, okay,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
The
We'll take that back.
article, like he said,
Mm.
article. Back to your question.
Mm.
Is there
anything positive about this candidate article?
The candidate is all his boss, his immediate boss said it, and from what people have been saying, and like I said, speech is the mirror of soul. As man speaks, so he is. So he shows is no. There's nothing positive about him, in the sense that a leader supposed to be a statesman. He said he's a unifier, right? I would have expected him to be able to address issues rather than appealing to sentiments. That the Northerners should vote for me. Give me reason why they should vote for me. Why I deserve your mandate. Right?
Yeah.
Give me reason for what for 8 years I've been vice president. What have I done in my state?
Okay.
Anything positive? How many lives have I touched? So these are the areas Nigerians needs to begin to ask questions. Right? The ordinary people on the road, whose life we surrender our mandate to you people, represent us, represent our interests. Okay, how do you want to represent our interests? What are you going to? Are you? And it doesn't have anything to show, to tell us that this is what he wants to do. What is what he wants to do? Or else we'll appeal to sentiment. Yes, yeah, sell everything that's sellable to all the courts and the friends. So it doesn't have anything positive to offer us. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Light. I think Shupo have something to say about that question. So, so I can see you are raising up your hand.
Yeah. So I think one very positive thing that I think Atiku Abubakar brings to the presidential elections in 2023 is that he will make the choice of selecting a new president easier for Nigerians. It's my because I mean, from the beginning, I think he's even coming out to contest on the platform of the PDP. I think was a disaster from the beginning. I mean, he won the party's nomination, but I think his winning has actually divided that party. I mean, if party officials are watching and they are listening, if you look at the PDP before that contest and the PDP now, I don't think anybody will agree that the party is in a much better shape. And why? The single catastrophic event that has occurred is that Atiku Abubakar was selected as the party's flag bearer for the presidential election. If you remove that, actually, I think the party has a very, very strong chance of coalescing around a candidate that majority of the party can support. So that tells you the type of candidate that he is. And if he has been unsuccessful in uniting or unifying the party, he will never be able to unify Nigeria. Let's be honest. So I think a very, very positive thing is that he will make the choice of choosing a new president easier for Nigeria come 2023.
Thank you very much, Shupo. So we're just trying to, lay, a level playing ground so that we don't look like as if we are biased. We are not biased. We're just looking for something possible. But let's walk away now from PDP. Let's go to the Obedient Movement. And I'm going to start with you, Demola. We've seen Peter Obi. We've seen, his status has risen, since he came joined Labour Party, and it's been going up and up and up, and it seems to be a roller coaster, So, but when you look at his campaign in the last 1 week, I've seen him, go to the disaster area where there's all these floods. I've seen him around the people. He went to Benue, but he seems to just be talking about rhetorics instead of directly telling us what he's going to do. Demola, what's your opinion?
Peter Obi has set up a movement which is very good. If we remember in our previous episode, when it was going about galvanizing all over the place, saying this, we do this, we do that, and the other the other parties are very moot, and they are respecting the period that it is, because that period was not supposed to be campaigning, but is indirectly, in my way, cheating by campaigning over news media, over social media, and broadcasting and citing example of whatever, of India, of America, of Rhodesia, or whatever. He never cites anything local. He is full of, they were doing this in Malaysia, they are doing this in China, they are doing this in America. What are they doing in Anambra? Nothing. Now, the campaign is open now. The senior boys are around. They are showing him what campaigns really is about. He has faded out. He's still telling you about Malaysia. We are not interested in that. What do you have for us? What are the good things that is happening in Calabar that we can implement in Kano? What is the good thing that is happening in Umbano that we can use in Ibadan? What are the good things that you have done in Anambra that you can implement federally? These are the things we need. These are the way forward. Yes, you are full of ideas. What are the relevance of all the ideas when those ideas are not implementable in Nigeria? So we are looking forward to see what he has in plan, because up to now, with all this mouth or all these noises that he has made all over the world, one would expect that its manifesto will come out first. He's still thinking about if we even have a manifesto or not. And that is not good.
Okay. Thank you, Demola. Thank you. You've made it very simple for me. So I look like I was going to go to Lighton, but Olalawal is raising his hand. And Lighton, please give me a moment. Let me go back.
I think I kind of disagree a little bit with what Mr. Ademola just said. I think the presidency is not. If you are running for presidency, you have to be able to look at what is working within the global landscape, how countries have been able to achieve certain things, and you have to be able to bring a lot of those ideas back home. You have to be able to see things at that level. It's a global stage. The policies that are going to be implemented in the country will help elevate Nigeria within the global space. So I think it's important that anyone who is running for that office has a global perspective, not only of what has been tried in other countries, why they failed, so that as you are trying to do the same thing in Nigeria, you can do it obviously with in line with local priorities, but also taking cognizance of what has not worked in other places. You can also model things that has worked very well in other countries in Nigeria. So I think that perspective is very, very clear. And to me, that is indicative of a candidate that will likely do better. If the only thing that a candidate has is, okay, well, I've done this at the state level, or this is what I've done within the state. Well, welcome to to the presidency. This is not something that is just at the state level. You are going to be dealing with many states, multiple regions, and ethnically diverse people. So you need that global perspective to be able to implement the right level of change in a country as complex and as complicated as Nigeria.
Thank you very much, Shupa. I'm still going to come back to you. I'm still going to ask you some very important questions about the obedient movement. So, so just be ready for my shots. So, okay. But let me go back to Light. So we are talking about the obedient movement now. And the head of that movement, of course, is Peter Obi himself. Obi has had an opportunity, 8 years in government in Anambra State. He had 8 years to show what he can do. 8 years. I mean, there are people, Awolowo was only there for only about maybe 4 or 5 years. Look at what he did for the West, for the Western region. But the economy that will be built in Anambra State now today is not one of the 10th largest economy in Nigeria. Obi has built a place where he himself, he doesn't live in there. He lives in Lagos. He lives in Lagos. So now he's going about, he's talking about Malaysia, he's talking about then China. He himself, is a well-known importer, and Nigeria economy is not a spare part economy. It's not an economy where you can build by importing spare parts. We need an economy that can employ people. Obi is going around now. There's no document, we have not seen any. He has not provided us with any document like Tinubu has done. We don't know what his achievement, what he's going to achieve. So, Lighton, do you think that all these people in obedient movement following him, do you think they know what they want to get Nigeria into?
I doubt very much. The people following Obi, Peter Obi, it seems that let me start by saying this. All politicians, they are all liars. All the politicians are liars. I mean, we don't tell the truth until we get there. Everything we want to do this, we want to do that, we want to do this, we don't. And I must tell you, those people following Obi is a pent-up anger against the government of the country. Now, the anger is I know. The anger is not far-fetched. It's not far-fetched. The state of the nation.
Well, let me let you know, there's an obedient in the house. So.
I know. I'm still obedient is there. I know.
Okay.
I know. So Obi, there's nothing bad in aspiring. Obi believed that he can turn around the fortune of Nigeria. That's why he's aspiring. So, and I said it in this forum. While I was researching, I discovered that 85% of Nigeria are youth from age 35 downward. Right? So, and it targeted the youth. Why the youth? The school wasn't in session. It targeted the propagandists, right? So they were making noise, they were doing it, they were doing that. Everybody, before you know it, everybody are buying, are keying into it. But now the chiefs are down. We want you to come and tell us what you want to do for us. Obi is checking out. Right. So these are the questions. I said it. We must be asking our leaders, what are you going to do for us? And if they say they want to do this, what was the antecedents? Lagos State economy is the largest, is the 7th largest in Africa.
5th, actually.
Is it 5th? Okay, 5th largest in Africa. So what are we talking about? Everything there, I mean, somebody built on it, what Jakande has done. Right? So somebody just say, okay, let me expand this. What has Atiku done in a said university in there? What has Obi done? Nothing. So these are that is their precedent. There's nothing to show for it.
Okay.
But this is, we have somebody who's tested and trusted.
Okay.
So we should ask him we should start doing with the responsibility of leading us. Right? And he came out with position paper. This is what I want to do. This is what I want to do. He had the intention of doing it in 2015. Why incorporated into the governance in Nigeria?
Okay, let me pause you there. So I'm sure Shupo would like to make some comments. So please, Demola, bear with me. Let's allow him to, yeah.
So I think I appreciate the fact that Asiwaju Bola Ahmed Tinubu, as governor of Lagos State, was able to do quite a lot. I think one of the reasons why this election is very different is because we have very good candidates that are coming to the table. I will say that because Obi was not governor of Lagos, should not disqualify him as being a good candidate. He's obviously not a Lagosian. He couldn't have contested for the governorship of Lagos. But I believe, based on the little that he was able to achieve in Anambra State, that if he had the opportunity to have been the governor of Lagos, he would have done very well as well. So I think, because otherwise, if we are only looking at governors of bigger states, then what we're basically saying is that leadership, which is really what we need in Nigeria, is only for people who, have governed or have at least been an executive of a much larger corporation, which is not necessarily true. So I just want to, make sure that, we're comparing apples to apples. I think we can say that Tinubu has a good track record from Lagos, and Lagos being, a very large economy. I think, we can easily assume that he would be in a good position to also manage, an economy as large and as diverse as Nigeria's. But apart from being governor of Anambra State, Peter Obi has also managed, multinational corporations. And that is a different kind of an experience as well. So I think the candidates all bring different things to the table. I think our focus should be to look at their plan, whether that plan actually is what Nigeria needs, and whether or not they stand a chance of being able to achieve their plan.
Okay, thank you very much. That's a wonderful way of putting it. But I'm not done yet with this. With the moment I can see that Demola is asking a question that we should ask Obi actually what he actually achieved in Anambra State. But Demola, let me put it this way. We know Peter Obi, when he was in Anambra, he is very fond of investing money in shares. I mean, you are an economist just like myself. So Obi is, first of all, somebody who is, is much into what I call portfolio investment. If you invest 1 million shares in international breweries or somewhere else, and you are making 100 million for Anambra State, how many people are free employed? Nothing. And Obi is a well-known, is an importer. It's an importer of so many different things, including spare parts to Nigeria. It doesn't himself have a physical business you can point to that has employed people. But I'm not here to dismantle whatever is building. We just need to know if somebody wants to be president of Nigeria, we must put him under scrutiny. And that's what we are doing here. So Demola, I want you to, look at the Obi himself and look at his entire structure, what it stands for. Is it somebody you will ask people to vote for? Does it have the experience?
Yeah. We have an adage. It cut across all the tribes in Nigeria. It's a charity begins at home. Obi have shown what he can do when he was given the opportunity to govern Anambra. I don't have any problem with people citing example of experience, ideas. Yes, the world is now a global village. We need to look beyond our borders to appreciate things. But first, if you don't even know your area, you don't even know Nigeria, if you don't even know what is good or any good things about Nigeria, then how can you now say you want to rule Nigeria? He never, in all his utterances, he never said anything good about Nigeria. Everything about Nigeria is bad. And there is solution. The solution is not in Nigeria. The solution is always abroad. That is a parochial, narrow-minded way of reasoning. And Nigeria needs a broader and wider and more higher perspective reasoning than that. That is my contention with Obi. He's an orator. And you know orators, like a lawyer, they can talk black to white or true to false or false to true. It doesn't really mean that anything he said is true. But he can convince you that whatever he's saying is true, which I don't buy the idea. Obi will be a good asset if he is more positive in his reasoning and approach to problem. Yes, Nigeria has problems, just like any other nation. We have our own share of problems, but we have our goodness as well. We have some things that is working for us. We need to appreciate the human resources we have, the natural resources we have. We need to highlight them. We need to say it when they are good, and we need to tell us when they are bad, and prescribe solutions and ways forward on doing things, and not just to bring Nigeria down.
Thank you very much, Demola. So, Laita should be coming to you, but let me ask Shupo a couple of questions. I'll come back to you last. You take the last shot, Laita. And okay. Shupo, I've watched Obi. I really like Obi because he's a very intelligent candidate. He has very good communication skills. He's very strong. And he seems to have a lot of friends in high places. So, but when a candidate goes abroad to meet international, and he's saying Nigeria is a corrupt country, and he's saying people in government are stealing oil, and they keep on going around everywhere he goes, he has nothing good to say about Nigeria. And this is the same country he wants to rule. Is this the kind of attitude if you want to rule Nigeria, you should be able to say nice things about your country? That's what I think. What do you think, Shubo?
Well, if the definition of nice things is to say things that are not true, I wouldn't take those comments as saying bad things about Nigeria. I would take those comments as saying things that are true about the people currently governing Nigeria. I don't think any of us would disagree with the fact that the current, a lot of officials within the current administration, even if Obi doesn't say it, I think the events in the last couple of weeks has proved that a country where illegal pipelines have existed for over how much more do you need to know that there is corruption at very high levels in such a country, even if Obi doesn't say it? So look, let's be honest with ourselves. This is not about painting ourselves what we are not. If we really want to fix Nigeria, we have to first of all admit how bad things are. Maybe for some of us in the diaspora, we don't live it. I can tell you, the average Nigerian who right now is not in school, can't get a decent healthcare, doesn't have jobs, should be angry at the current administration. So what you see when Obi goes abroad and talks about these things, and this is the reason I believe that a lot of young people can actually support his campaign, because they feel he's the only person who is saying things the way they truly are. Nigeria is a country ruled by nepotist and corrupt people. I mean, there is no other way. Even Muhammadu Buhari, a couple of years ago, when the then British Prime Minister David Cameron said, under a hot mic that Nigeria was fantastically corrupt. When he was asked, do you remember what he said? He said, well, is it not true? So let's be honest with ourselves. If we cannot openly admit at how bad things are, we will never have a shot at fixing it. And I think that is where we ought to start from. We need a leader who will be willing to look at Nigerians in the face and tell Nigerians how bad things are. However, also bring a plan as to how to address all of those things. That's the type of leader that we need. Not somebody who's going to be sugarcoating or tongue-coating things that, everything is fine, when, as a matter of fact, they are not.
Okay, thank you, Shupo. I do agree with your perspective, but I think that every leader in the world, when they go out of their country, they don't drag their country on the mud. It's okay to plot politics at home. I mean, we live here abroad. All the story we have on Nigeria scammers, they are thieves, they are this. And when your leader now comes abroad and be saying, yes, Nigeria are scammers, they are thieves, I don't think it's something we should encourage. I think we should discourage it. But we're going to leave that as it. I respect your opinion, and I think you made a lot of points, which are quite correct. Lighton, let me start with you. We're going to be ending up now. So we've seen about 1 or 1.5 weeks of politicking and electioneering campaigns, moving from one place to the other. So if you judge all these 3 main candidates, who do you think has won? Who is more effective?
Yeah. First and foremost, let me don't forget to say this. A leader must be able to brand his own country outside world. I'm just trying to retort to what Shuba just said. Right. If you are calling your family, everybody, they are thief in my family, what impression of myself am I giving to the outside world? Right. I have to defend them. Then when I come home, I will tell them what is going on. You are a disgrace to me. We need to change this attitude. That is how it should be. America, they are doing worse things. All over the world, they are doing worse things. They don't come out to come and castigate and lie, revile their country, the outside world. So we are the one exposing ourselves to read people. Say everybody, every country we get to, they search us from head to toe. So it's us. And it doesn't be Obi doesn't believe in Nigeria. He doesn't believe in one Nigeria because he said the engine is bad, so they just gave him an empty car to ride. He said it before. He said it sometimes last year. So only this April that it came out. So come back to your question. With the euphoria everywhere, it just started. But with what I saw, Tinubu we coast home with a good lead, so to say. I know once he can have 40 to 35% in the north, he should be able to have like 55 to 65 in the west. So south, he will get another 50, and southeast, he can get like 25. So Tinubu is coasting up.
I'm not sure. I'm not sure APC is going to get 25 in the southeast, but I will not puncture your analysis.
Argument.
I won't puncture it. Okay. So, Demola, what do you make of the first 1.5 weeks of electioneering? Who do you think has performed better?
So far, so good. Since the campaign have started now, the PDP has have a more open campaign than the rest of the party, other parties. While the APC have been having one major campaign, and the others are usually the solidarity walks. That displays a lot of where the solidarity is for the party. We have not seen much since the campaign actually started from the Obi movement. We hope things will pick up much better. But to be honest, I need to commend Peter Obi on his prompt response to the flood incident all over the country. Is the one that actually responded more immediately, and he also showed his commitment and solidarity with the affected area. And I believe the other parties are also organizing, because this thing comes in the peak of.
Okay. So you think he's taking leadership in that area?
He took a lead. He took a lead, but the sincerity of the visit or whatever, and the effect of the visit, whatever impact it has on the community itself.
I think he made a lot of impact. I think he did.
I believe he did well in that perspective, but I am assuming that may be one of the reasons why he has not come from, because he was suggesting that the other party should suspend their campaign in solidarity and sympathy with the affected areas. So it's something that is commendable, and I really want the other parties also to show it. And the federal government, most especially, we have a government. The government should do something and say something about this. And we have ministers that are there. The government is still running, irrespective of the campaign. And with the government the people in the affected area should feel the impact of government in that area as well.
Thank you very much, Demola. So, Shupo, if you look at the campaigns in the last 1.5 weeks, how do you think each of these parties have fared? Who do you think has taken the lead majorly?
As much as I would have loved to say the Labour Party, I think has done very well. I think I would actually give the APC campaign, the Asiwaju Bola Tinubu's campaign, a lead. I think the quality of the policy document that they released, to me, I think it shows a very, very detailed work. And I will encourage everybody actually to take some time to read that policy document, because there's a lot packed in there. I hope, within the next couple of weeks, we will kind of try to unpack some of them. Some of those policies actually go against the policies of the current administration. And one of them is in the area of, fuel subsidy. I mean, the candidate, in my opinion, was very, very bold by laying out what he would do. He promised to abolish the subsidy and actually divert the money that is being used to fund the current subsidy program to other areas like agriculture, but making, compensating for the policy by embarking on a massive scale of production, of local production of products that would have been, imported. So that's a very bold strategy, and quite honestly, it seems like a good plan. Now, how quickly that local production, can be, can be done, it's a different story. But you'll see things like that. So to me, that really indicates the level of thought that the candidate has given to a lot of issues. I know the Atiku campaign has also released the manifesto. To me, I think, first impression is that it's just, it's full of, just statements no real strong positions and any substance to actually back the policies. So I think we'll see what the other candidates release, but I will give the APC, I think, the lead in releasing just not a document, but a really well put together manifesto.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Well, I've never seen any political party in Nigeria implement their programs, ever. I've never seen one, apart from the action group in those days. And all over the world, the only party that would normally implement their program is the Chinese Communist Party. You know, everywhere they never do. Politicians never do what they want to do. They tell you they want to do. But that's where we are today, and we've come to the end of today's deliberations. I want to thank you all for all your wonderful thoughts and contributions. Let me start with you, Mr. Ademola Disa in the United Kingdom. Thank you for your wonderful contribution.
Oh, thank you for having me.
And Mr. Olatunde in the United States of America, thank you for your wonderful contribution. I think it's dropped out. And Mr. Alalawal in Canada, thank you for your wonderful contribution.
Thank you for having me.
And so we come to the end of today's meeting. Please, again, if you are one of our viewers and you have not subscribed, please push that red subscription button. It's free of charge. You are not going to be charged for it. And if you like this video, please share it with somebody else and click the like button. Send it to somebody else so that other people can actually can also enjoy the video. So we hope to see you again next week by God's grace. And thank you for watching. Thank you again for watching, and have a lovely weekend, Sunday. Thank you.